Greetings, ladies. I hope you're having a great summer. We're going to talk about a few things on Ignitia, mostly placement tests. One thing very quickly, you should have received an email, should have received 2 emails. So make sure you check your inbox. You don't need to message me that you got them, but message me if you didn't. One will be from the school and one will be from my personal work email. I've created a couple email groups. So just check and make sure you did receive those emails because I'll be following up with more information. We'll also talk about it, or I should say more information for the parents. We'll also, I will be setting up school emails for everybody. I don't know if Mrs. DeGroft and Mrs. Church have those. Mrs. Poisson does. At the very least, I want you to have a choice about if you want to give people your personal email. My recommendation would be use the school email. That would be my recommendation. So I'll get those set up so that you all have them and know how to use them. Okay, on the placement test, we've had some changes. I'm going to take a look at this. Go to courses. This is my login. It may look different. Go to courses and subjects. And you may already know this, but if not, type in skills. And there are all the Ignitia placement tests. If you wanted to look at them, you just got to click the eyeball. Now, we have been, in a couple of cases, we've assigned all of them, Bible, history, language, math, and science. And I heard the feedback, it's pretty cumbersome. I talked to Viewpoint, who's a couple years ahead of us, and they incorporated something that's going to sound very ACE-like. They have a reading comprehension placement test, and it's from that you're placed in Bible, history, and science. So here it is, right there. I'm going to show you a second way. I just got to refresh my screen. You go to courses and you type in LFCA. There are a series of courses, and anything that begins in LFCA is a custom course that I've created. Ignore these three. The trainer told me what to do and made me do these, so they may even go away. If I think they're good, I might keep them. I don't know. But in any case, so these are done in training, but they're custom courses. In particular interest, there's Maine State History, which I have begun and will continue to work on and get that so that Ignitia students can do Maine State History online. There are 2 reading comprehension tests. There's this one that says 2, and this one, which is the one you want to use. I may make a second version. I haven't decided yet. The key for you to know is what's checked in blue is the only thing that's enrollable. You cannot enroll anybody in Maine State History. I don't even know if that will show up for you. You're welcome to look, and if you can, you might even be able to do a preview. And it may not show up. These should show up. So this one down here should show up, and you should be able to preview it like I'm going to show you. Click the eyeball, and there it is. These are the grade levels, 3rd through 12th grade. How is this put together? I'm going to use ACE terminology. Ignitia uses units. ACE uses paces. There's usually 12 paces a year. It can vary with Ignitia, but there's usually 10. So let's open up the 3rd grade level, and you'll see there's 2 projects or 2 things the student will have to do in that reading comprehension level. How these were, because these are custom, how these were set up is think about the very first Bible pace and the very first science pace in 3rd grade in ACE. If you go to the very first pace, and then we looked at the first full lesson, not the, there's always an introductory, the students will have 2 or 3 pages they do at the beginning that has the introductory stuff. Think about first full lesson. All right, so probably starting page 2, 3. That is what this is. So if you took the first science pace, and then tore out the first lesson, this is what this represents. So this is very early in third grade. Same all the way through, fourth, fifth, sixth, and they're all designed the same way. If somebody can pass this, they're definitely on a third grade level. We're going to take a quick look at them. All you got to do is click. Well, I study the books of the Bible. You have an introduction. This is a video. Click here for them to watch. Reasons to study the Bible. Objectives. Vocabulary. Notice the blue arrow. You click that and it will play the word salvation. If the third grader doesn't know how to say the word Hebrew, they can hear it. The text that they have to read. Questions, multiple choice. Click the down arrow. Choose the right answer. The memory verse. There's the memory verse. Another video to watch about the memory verse. And then questions. Same thing. Click. Multiple choice. This one is a fill in the blank. It's the memory verse. Looks very much like ACE. The memory verse is right there. All they got to do is type in the word, etc. Multiple choice. That's it. There's your the first one. Take a very quick look at science. Same thing. Introduction, vocabulary. Text. Little lock up here. Another video, a little more text, diagram on breathing, and then they get to the questions. These, they would have to fill in the blank. In this case, nitrogen is a gas that makes up most of the atmosphere, so they would put number 9. And all the way through, there's your reading comprehension. Okay, so how this is going to work, if you have, we'll say, an 8th grade student, you assign them 2 grades back. Remember the help document. I posted a video. I would definitely read the help document on placement tests. But I believe you start them 2 grades back, so they would start in 6th grade, which means you turn these off. They don't have to do them. Start them in 6th grade. They would do everything in 6th, everything in 7th, everything in 8th. They're probably not going to go any further. What Ignitia says is that they have to get over a 50. So if they get under a 50 and they do 3 in a row under 50, then the first lesson that they scored under 50, you start them at that point. All right. So let's say in this 8th grade student, they pass 6th grade. They passed 7th grade. They failed these 2. And I don't even, they failed this one. Then they're on level. You start them at 8th grade. Let's say they passed 6th grade. They passed this one. They failed this one. And then score below 50 on 8th grade level. Then you start them at 7th grade. They're somewhere in 7th grade. And that would be for Bible, history, and science. Math and English would be scored independently. I would also recommend you watch the videos and read about CRX and Flex, because this is what's going to help you if you get a student that you plug them in 7th grade And maybe maybe they struggle in science, but they're a little better in Bible, or vice versa. Uh, you can use the CRX Flex, and they can very quickly go through paces or units just by taking the pretest. They score well. They score a 90. That's their score. They don't even have to do the unit. So that's how you can kind of adjust people fairly quickly. Viewpoint tells me they use that a lot. All right. So what this all means is you need to go to your course enrollment. You need to search for your students. This one's fictitious. And you need to clean up their courses that are assigned and make sure they have math, English, and Bible, and the reading comprehension. The difference will be in a couple cases. We have a 12th grader, which I think Mrs. Church will be doing. I think all he has to do is English. We have a couple 9th graders. 9th graders are really unique. I'll probably talk to that individual independently and see, and we'll discuss that. We may even involve, in that case, Mrs. Ancona. I've already been talking to her, and Mrs. Bruin, which I've already talked to somewhat. And for instance, one of the students hasn't had 8th grade or science yet, and will probably be commercial, so we'll likely be starting that person right at 8th grade science, unless we feel the need of testing his comprehension. So the 9th graders, just stay tuned. Going to close here. One real quick thing. I've blocked out the names, but this is these are the students. You can see junior high, high school, elementary. You have different categories. You have teacher assist and parent led. Teacher assist, you do the grading on essays and projects. Okay, so these students, we will need to grade their schoolwork. Ignitia does 80 to 95% of everything else. All right, any writing projects or projects, we grade. So we have to do these. I've been told by Viewpoint that is an average of 8 to 15 minutes or 7 to 15 minutes a student per day. So it's not a lot of time. If you got 3 students, you shouldn't be doing any more than probably at the most 45 minutes a day with that student. You might have some exceptions there, but that's what he's telling me over 2 years. Here you have parent-led. Parents are doing it all. All we're doing with parent-led is auditing. I have been told 1 to 2 hours a week total. And this would be if you had 3 students, no more than 1 to 2 hours a week. Matter of fact, he basically makes it sound like if you had 7 students, you probably wouldn't do more than 1 to 2 hours a week, because you do them in a group. You can run a report. I have some students specifically assigned, and some I have not yet. I will be following up with you guys, with you ladies, excuse me, in a private message. Couple things. We have a couple students represented here. Teacher assist with the blue boxes. They are going to be at LFCA. This is a beta test. These are, I'll stop right there. If you want more information, I can tell you independently. Some of you probably already know. But we are seeing the viability of how this works in school. I just talked to Adam Rondeau from Viewpoint today. He was actually kind of excited to hear this because they're all remote. And he says if you treat it like an ACE PACE, it should almost be seamless, because the principles are the same, how they're run, how they're managed. The difference is, the teacher will have their laptop sitting in front of them, and they may have to release tests for them to take instead of signing it. All right, so stay tuned. I will be in touch with you. Your assignment would be in the next few hours. Next few hours. Today, tomorrow, to get the placement test signed up. I will be messaging you shortly. I have set up all the students. There's a couple in red that are brand new, and I've got them set up. So they're now in there. So when you go in, you should see some new students. Please go ahead and assign the placement tests. Once I go in there and I see that they're assigned, I will follow up with all of you as a group to make sure you're ready, and then I will alert the parents to tell them that the kids can take the placement test. My guess is probably to start Monday or Tuesday next week. That would be my guess. All right, if you have any questions, you can either private message me or group message me if you think the group will benefit. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you. And other than that, I'll be working on setting up the parents later today or tomorrow. And that will not take me very long at all. And I will alert you when they're done, and we'll go from there. God bless and have a great day.